alive, so the challenge will be for a retake. We'll see if they'll be able to do it, as Sick will be the first one in the line of fire. Quite literally. Dapper down. He takes down Steel. Shazam falls too. And 100 Thieves have lost to almost immediately. They're trying to fire back as best as they can. They're bottlenecked over by A. Sick will be the main impediment there to stop it. He won't be able to get much. But Ethan will remain on 1 HP. No heal available for him. Nitro baiting out a defuse on the spike. Shroud of Smoke waiting to play around the corner and swing onto the Astra. Loses the fight, and it's a cleanup from Sentinels to take the very first round. So not trying to retake, he gets spotted. He'll fall back. Recon dart pulled out, as now Ethan will go for a flash and himself try to engage, but he has to be very wary of window as there's multiple angles. He's good for his shots though so far. Drone floating on up, a flash comes across, and Ethan cannot outduel Sick, who had all of it working for him there. Dapper with one of his own hiko traded out. Shazam and Dapper now in a 2v1. Steel, almost full HP. He's just going to very slightly creep up on green here, watching the window. Time is running out, though, and he's going to need to run for the hills. He'll catch Shazam, though, as he backs away. The first A execute that we're going to see from Sentinels. There goes the tripwire, and right into the middle of the site they go, but 100 Thieves is perfectly placed for that. Steel loses his life for it, though, as he's able to help Asuna pick off one. And now Asuna from sewers will continue to do that. Pivots for a third. He's dragged down. Now, at least the front of the site is in perfect control for Sentinels. They've also taken the back, so they'll look to lock out a push that'll come from the defender spawn. Spike has not been planted just yet, so Hiko will go onto the owl drone, discover that there's somebody down below, and with those marks, fire through the floor. He's got a lot of bullets, and he gets one on the zombs. Nice bullet pen for him, leaving Shazam to try and carry the load, but he won't. Did get that early read on Steel.
Ooh, the run it back. Ultimately going to gather information on tenz, who's now kind of trapped in mid. He'll get out, though. Nice use of the dash, and a nice shot as well. Hiko goes down, and that's the pick that Sentinels really need to open up this round. Now they're set up for the A execute. They're going to be spotted by the camera, but they've still got that man advantage. At
least 2 players from Sentinels spotted by that cam of Steel, as 100 Thieves are called into action. Steel's utility working wonders, but so is his Vandal. He punishes tenz for that. Trying to clear out the site, but also gain some valuable intel as Shazam. Steel posted up, picks up his second kill before dropped by Zombs. Zombs in the middle of the smoke. He and Dapper side by side are cleaning things out, leaving Ethan in a 1v3. Spike isn't down just yet, so Ethan has some time to get to the site, but he's likely going to be in a post plant. Spike is at half, and Ethan has no real intel. You can see starved of utility. He's taking a bit of a beating too. He's going to need to peek multiple angles. This is tough for him. One underneath hell, but he's spotted by the cam. Dapper trying to bait out a swing. Don't know if Ethan heard that or not. A pop for intel as Ethan fires to the right, but he's punished from the left. A third kill from Zombs is in control of Sentinels. Map like Haven, you're going to be fighting on your back foot quite a lot. And so far on these defenses, 100 Thieves have not been anywhere near as proficient as they need to be. Spike yet to go down, and the retake from 100 Thieves not working out in their favor. Nitro has the lone kill for their team to punish Zombs, but so far the guns on Sentinels hitting their marks. This is a rough spot again for 100 Thieves to find themselves in, but as they've lost grip on this economy, what all really can you do at this point? The round is, rather, this side of the map is so heavily tilted in favor of Sentinels that really 100 Thieves haven't been able to do much at all. Spike gets planted, by the way. Steel had everything lined up, but his line of sight knocked off. Advantage in terms of numbers for 100 Thieves, and it will continue to grow. Nitro looking for another steal in on the fun, and all of them are down. He's back at square one. Flash in towards A, or B rather, and there's another flash. This one coming in from Ethan, as Nitro's in a position that goes unpunished. 3 kills from the back of the site, and this is going to put Zombs in a 1v5.
Most of that just coming down to Nitro not being cleared out in backup B site. Unfortunate that Sentinels did not put more priority on that.
There's over half a dozen ults that are going to be popped on this pivotal round to see if Sentinels can do the exact same scoreline that they did yesterday. They trade off 1 apiece. Sick enters and then immediately runs it back. Steel in a rough place with opt in hand. Can't do all that much. Zombs punishes him from the cubby. And we'll continue as now Sentinels moves towards C. Sick is on in. Shazam scouting for information. Does he find anything? Looks like he might have towards the back of the site. Additionally, Asuna now inside a garage, trying not to make any noise whatsoever. The spike has been planted, so 100 Thieves are in a 3v4. Bird out for intel, possibly a blind. There's nobody in the site. There is a recon dart. flame wall to go out to try and stop any potential view that Sentinels would have. They spot Asuna in his position though, but they can't hit the shots. Shazam in particular missing. That's not ideal, but he hits it that time around. Sick taking some damage, but he's trying to decide if it's worth the trade-off. The rest of the team, bombs posting up. There's a cam up there to tag him, spot him, and now a cage goes out as well. But a bit of a distraction and stall at the top of A short. See if anybody will be able to come to the rescue. Ethan is essentially in no man's land, all by himself, stranded. That spike down as well. Over by green. These pistols so punishing so far for Sentinels, and they know that they have spike control, or at least it should look like they do.
But we've got Nitro actually going to plant over by C. So Sentinels, even though they push up on mid, and they actually have the flank there from Shazam, are going to mainly ball up for a retake from C Link.
And hiko's from behind, takes down zombs, as it's now a post-plant situation, and Sentinels know how punishing this has been when 100 Thieves was in that particular position. Asuna loses his fight to Shazam, and now hiko will be very pivotal. Nitro's in the middle of the site, down he goes, and defusing is going just perfectly, but hiko finds one before continuing onward. Tag, so he'll be spotted, cannot deal with the double stack up, and Sentinels pick up the very first round.
And it went completely uncontested for the most part, and it's just 100 Thieves are letting that control go away, but Steel pushing out through long A is able to get 2. Those are massive picks, and that completely opens up the site. This could be the first attacking round for 100 Thieves.
And they desperately need it. They gambled here yet again, just as they did when they were on defense. And if they end up losing out, they're in significant problems. Well, they do have a full buy. They've got an advantage in numbers. They will continue to grow. Sick down. We just saw a flawless round from Sentinels.
Play here, and he's going to need to for his team. But it's actually a rotate over towards C with a run it back. Asuna's going to get Dapper, who's trying to connect through Link. And with that pick, C control not fully established, but at least rendered a lot easier. Here come out those bird bangs, and is going to see the smokes and the paranoia as well from 100 Thieves on the entry.
And it's going to be a brawl inside of C site now. Enough time for Sentinels to get back. Sick doing damage with Asuna there as well. Both Phoenixes on these teams making their mark. Ethan falls 3v3. Plenty of time left to go. They'll try to protect Nitro as the spike goes down. Watching Link, watching Spawn, seeing which way they're going to come from. Tenz, once this flame wall drops, will have a line of sight over towards the Omen, tags him. The Sentinels have the advantage now. Asuna sitting on top of that spike. Tenz bursts up, ult in hand. He gets punished for it. And both hiko and Asuna lock out Sentinels down. In fact, every attack that they have gotten the objective down on, they've won. This is where things could go from bad to worse, but Ethan's going to get sucked on into the gravity well. He's got the Omen of Nitro looking across. Dapper looks to the left. They're going to get punished. It's a double swing, and both guns from 100 Thieves all in on A. At least with where the Phoenix is moving through B, and Sova's floating in that same spot. So at any point, Shazam can get recalled over. Steel on A, though, might be the reason why we see Sentinels abandon ship, and that's exactly what it is. They've completely fallen off C. But that's exactly where everybody else is going to go. If Steel doesn't murder them on A site first, that is. He gets swung on by Sick, and Sentinels think they've got it in hat, don't they? But no, the problem is that control of C is for 100 Thieves, and they've just been baited by Steel in essentially what is going to be a 3v3 now, as Shazam tags down Asuna, gets the kill, Spike gets planted as well. Some brief intel onto Ethan, as Sick is going to be very, very quiet. He's hitting his shots so far, punishing as many as he can. Sentinels now on the retake are picture perfect so far. Nitro in a 1v2. Playing around this blaze wall is Sick. He gets taken down, but Nitro is down as well, and the Sentinels will move to map point. Ethan, and he's heading towards B, with C possibly in his purview as well. Looking towards those doors. The Judge, wonderful for Dapper. He catches Nitro. For some reason, at close enough quarter range, well, 100 Thieves then immediately pivot, and they'll try to take control of A. Starting off with Asuna. He's on run it back, trying to beat this timer as best as he can. Hunting for kills. Does he get intel on Shazam up in heaven? That's the real question. Side by side is Tenz. He swats away the ult that's thrown out from Ethan, but through the wall, Asuna with yet another. The Phoenix players on both of these teams have been the absolute story so far. Sentinels know that they've got their work cut out for them. They could be able to put this map away, and they desperately want to. But they're needing to work together. Back at the site, that's where 100 Thieves are lined up. I don't know if they're going for... There you have it. It's going to be a pre-placed drone going on up, and some intel coming out. Sick and Asuna, 2 on the board, but Asuna is shut down. Sick will need to drop at some point. Problem is he's running out of time. He loses Shazam by his side, and I think Sick is aware that this one is pointless. Whether he'll go for the fight or not, it seems to be but a formality, as 100 Thieves should have no problem hanging on to this round. They'll just battle to the death as best as they can, and the Spike will end up claiming a site just before steal.
And asuna to get this early control that they could then turn into a site take.
There you go. The bird will give some intel. tenz gets away, taking some damage. They think they've got a clear, but 100 Thieves have been baited on in. Good news for them. They are not caught flat-footed at all. A retake potential now for Shazam as the Hunter's Fury comes out. Intel? No. Ethan will need to go for the plant as it's a drop from Sick using Run It Back to gain information on Hell. Does he get it? That's the real question. Dapper isolated. He's looking towards Hell. He sees Nitro, catches him, swings onto Ethan, and it's a 1v1, but 100 Thieves end up coming out in that duel.
If somehow this is the lockout for Sentinels and we move on to map number 2, we'll see.
That's it. Round 20 was a reset, which Sentinels ended up winning, and then, of course, they won the first 2 pistols rounds. That's it, by the way. The defenders have only managed to take 3 rounds so far, but they're looking for a 4th on Sentinel's side. At least if Sick can do anything about it. The confidence on asuna as he's going to spray away, but he gets dropped by tenz. This is huge. 3 big kills from tenz, and the last one is hiko, a 4K. tenz puts map 1 away for the Sentinels.
Push on to B. You can see the stage wall come out from Sick, though. He's going to try and give himself some more cover, but asuna is just better in that fight, and now the control is starting to go hard in favor of 100 Thieves.
Asuna trying to work around the box as best as he can, but the frenzy from zombs close range punishing onto 2 as Asuna and Nitro can't get anything for it. Finally, zombs is punished in this position, leaving Shazam up above. He finds Steel and then immediately moves forwards. Bit of a slow bit of action before Shazam then steps into it, and he and tenz been used in full utility as well from Viper.
No sight control.
It looks like it's going to be the same thing. By the way, 100 Thieves in. Well, they're going to make out like bandits. Are they aware of the fact that they basically have the entire site to themselves? That's the real question. But immediately, Sentinels, well, they take a step forward. Down goes 2 members. Oh, hiko, a beautiful shot as he, with the collateral, takes out both Sick and Dapper. Spike is down as well, so 100 Thieves in the post plant. As Shazam can't hit his shots close range, Ethan punishes him for it. Steel trying to delay, as is the Viper of zombs. Even though 100 Thieves will continue to collapse onto the 2 last defenders. Out they go around the wall. Zombs is good for 1, but he's going to have to do a little bit more as it's 1v2 around yellow. There you go. You have enough time. Waiting to try and see if Ethan's going to bait. Ethan goes for just a jiggle peek, wasting as much time as possible. This is a fruitless fight. Zombs knows that he's out of it. Whether he'll get the kill or not and ultimately perish to the Spike is anybody's guess, as he's going to blanket the Spike and surrounding area and will excel at those close quarter fights. Asuna gets spotted by zombs, though. Dropped he is, and Nitro in the midst of this pit. He'll outduel zombs as he sees the Hunter's Fury just go on by. Still just watching these angles. Seems to be a bit slow on the retake here. Backing up, Steel a nice kill. 2 big kills, actually, as it's just a scramble all over the map. Dapper in a 1v3. He knows that this round is effectively over, and, well, unless he gets caught out, he should walk away with his life. Information goes. Nice play by Dapper, but ultimately it doesn't matter. It's not going to have an impact whatsoever on the round. Even if he gets the final kill onto hiko, bait it lest you get detained. Asuna up top, unable to land the shots that he needs to, and will immediately head back to the ropes, but Sentinels are getting in on the board. Shazam and Sick in particular. The ult from Jet working favorably for them. 2 from Sick now as, well, a thrifty round. 100 Thieves are very close to being able to get in on this. They have a numbers advantage in a 4v3. Dapper's trying to think otherwise, though, and make it so that it's more of an even contest. Unfortunately for him, he misses most of those shots as tenz now evades the Sova ult and grabs Ethan before immediately getting out of there as quickly as he can. He's worse for wear, though. Zombs is not, by the way, and he'll lose vision now before tenz and Dapper go down to Nitro, just gunning through them, leaving zombs in a 1v2. Spike is down, so he's working against the clock as well. This is where things get tough for him. They don't have any intel as to where he could be, but they know it's going to come from over towards spawn. Zombs with 1. He gets tagged, and he'll have to back away. Tagged yet again. Left, right. Beautiful shot from zombs. Goodness gracious. He'll hop on and get the defuse, and the round goes in favor of Sentinels. Waiting out this Viper ult.
That's not going to be easy to do. Steel, speaking of, we were talking about him earlier with that Guardian. He's going to land his shot, and 100 Thieves was securing A site control. He's still got Dapper in a good position to and there it is on the entry. He's actually might be able to stop the plant, but no! Off the plant comes Nitro, and he will win that heads-up fight. Now it's just Shazam, with the operator in hand, and he is likely to save.
on the side of Sentinels. Problem for Sentinels is that they are now on the verge of going broke, as 100 Thieves was just a round or two previously, and that forced buy effectively by 100 Thieves ended up being a thing of beauty. Well, for 100 Thieves, they're looking to add insult and injury to Sentinels, who trail and immediately equalize, though, with the operator that was saved from Shazam working out so well. Repositioned from Ethan by Yellow now as he looks over towards smoke. Can't see anything with it. He's blocked off from the ice wall. Amidst the smoke is Sick. Once it dissipates, he can have potential line of sight onto the attackers. Tenz on flank. They know he's there. They go right by him. No, are you kidding me? Tenz, how do you win those? Ethan manages to finally stop him, but Tenz's damage is done at this point. Spike isn't down at all. Unfortunately for Tenz and the rest of his team, they've been punished now, leaving Dapper in a 1v2 from Steel as the lockdown goes down and nobody's caught whatsoever. Nitro, beautiful spray transfer. That's 2 for him. Now looking very keenly to get Dapper, who doesn't see to his left. No real perspective there for Nitro, as he'll continue to walk away. Taking some damage, though. Spike down. Things working out so well in favor of 100 Thieves, as they've got line of sight. They've got some area denial. And the re-entry for Sentinels is going to be fraught with peril. Zombs will need to look to his left as Nitro is positioned over there. Asuna sees him, though, and denies Nitro a potential kill. But Nitro gets the 4th anyway onto Shazam. Nothing gambled, nothing gained. That's okay. But an ultimate that'll come out. It'll stop Asuna, who immediately crouches, hoping to not get hit. But oh my, Dapper just manages to glance off of one shot onto him before he falls backwards. Tenz ends up getting punished for that as Asuna walks in, taking some more damage from Killjoy. But Asuna's got control of the back line. Dapper manages to shut him down and will now need to try to stop the spike that's been planting? No, they were trying for it, but they think otherwise. Steel still has control and could possibly go for it when he wants, as both teams trade back and forth they go. Spike is surrendered, though, and a wall will go up now to stop them from getting it. This is where we can finally see the Sentinels gain their footing.
Nice shot there from Ethan. Down goes Sick, but it's a trade by Zombs in the 1 versus 1 now. Spike down, not planted. Zombs has to find this fight. hiko trying to push up into sight, using those electric arrows to try and get some positional advantage. The wall is actually going to work for hiko, as he can now cross to his preferred position. But he has to get the spike now, which is on the other side of said wall. It's going to be a fight by Boiler. hiko doesn't seem to know, but he's realized now. Fake out with the rope, and it's going to work! Zombs losing the heads up gunfight! Gonna keep being slow. Sight control. Asuna, though, shutting down Shazam as he tries to get out of lane. And another for Asuna. He just can't miss right now, except for that fight, apparently. Sick will get away, but it doesn't really matter. He has to plant that spike, and all he's going to do is be the final kill for Asuna, really, for Sentinels. As this is going to be their last real opportunity to buy and have a good contention.
Do or die, as you would say, as 100 Thieves are getting chased off of their position, but they fight back. Steel in particular, 2 beautiful kills, and a 3rd as well for him. Soldiering through the smoke. Won't find more than that, but that's more than good enough, as Asuna's there for backup. Shazam will need to do his best, but it's not good enough. I mean, at this point, what can you do? You've been starved of opportunity for 3 rounds now. Well, you're going to hope to get an early pick and then maybe fetch one of their weapons. And for Sick, that's very much a possibility. Nitro is the first casualty, and it comes at a time where 100 Thieves really don't need the round as much as Sentinels does. So Sick, another one. Ethan, though, punished for it. A 3v4. Sentinels have opportunities here, and they have plenty of time to work with. Still a minute to go, but Steel shuts down Dapper, putting us back onto a 3v3.
Oh, this is difficult. Steel just not missing much, and there it is. 3 for him, cutting off the flank, and 100 Thieves will push us to bind.
Backs away. He's got Steel to watch his back, as the lineup right now from Sentinels will come from over towards Garden. There you go. First kill comes from Tenz. He doesn't have the Sheriff in hand, but that's fine. He's got the Ghost. Sick finds one of his own. And Sentinel's entry to the site, well, it's working out in their favor. Spike will also go down. This is more akin to the tempo on attack that we saw from Sentinels on Haven. And if they want to keep this one close and possibly even win it, as there is some doubt from the analysts, they're going to need to emulate that speed on Haven. As for Tenz up in hookah, well, there's a smoke in front of him. He'll have to fight his way out of that position. Sick in a pivotal spot. He's playing inside a garden. He's got the Astra right next to him of Zombs. added insurance policy. A bait onto the spike. Great shot from Asuna as he now looks for more. Beautiful onto a second. Can't get a third. Dapper shuts him down. Tenz springs in and will immediately back away as the Sentinels swat 100 Thieves off of the spike. Thieves will now have some firepower. But just like we saw in Haven, if they don't prevail here, and things are already looking pretty grim for them as Steel dies very early on, Sentinels looking to take up control over towards B, but no showstopper. In fact, it's Ethan who stops it. The rest of the team is in for some fun, putting Hiko and Nitro having to retake, and they're going to be coming from their spawn. No spike down, not just yet. Nice shot from tenz, and Nitro's position is given away too. He's going to run. Location revealed as it shows on your screen. A potential save for Nitro. It's going to be Asuna assuming the position up in heaven. And nice shot. Beautifully done. Through the wall and out go will those paint shells too. Looking to do some more damage. Showstopper pulled out. Slow. Waiting. Time at half. No spike being dropped just yet. Waiting for the sound cue. And the rocket gets fired away, but it doesn't matter. There's no target in his line of sight. Asuna now has another advantage in an angle, and he'll play next to the one portion of the boxes that you can't shoot through. Nice pre-fire from Dapper, who's now going to go for that spike planted down. Nitro and Hiko working together. Some decay, but they're back to full HP. Side by side. In the sight. Trying to get intel. Dapper waiting. More of that obscuring poison in front of their very eyes. But the toxin is low. Well, they'll need a reset. Nitro through U-Haul. He gets tagged by Shazam and brought down, leaving Hiko to try and clutch one for Hiko. He's going to go for the spike. Do they know it? Is he baiting it out? Oh, he is, or at least he's trying to. He falls off and Dapper punishes him with the execute 5 in a row. There's going to just be a series of dry peaks, it looks like, unless something magic happens. And there it is. Maybe it's the Astra ult. So Zombs and now the Viper ult to join in as well. Mass confusion will ensue on the site. They'll all creep up, try and take up as much ground as possible. Ethan's shots do not land. Dappers and Zombs' do, but Asuna's good enough. Hiko on top of tenz. He's silenced. They'll need to get that spike down immediately as it was on 5 seconds. Steel with operator in hand, but he's not going to be able to see anything, so he switches it out for a phantom, and in he goes. He doesn't see anything. He'll pop his own ult, and then a cage goes out too, using his utility, but Zombs says, thanks, but no thanks. Aggressive, but directly to his right sits Sick. So you're going to, or rather, sits Asuna, so you're going to need to be especially careful on this one. Only 5 HP though. Frenzy, not doing enough damage. Dapper's there, and he's better in that fight. They trade the spike out and only have 25 seconds to be able to get it down. Showstopper fired from inside of showers. Sick trying to dislodge some of the players from 100 Thieves. Now their own intel coming in from Sova. Has Nitro needs to be very careful not to get hit with this blast. He gets taken down by the Phantom in hands of Sick, and now the spike is going down too. Plenty of time. Just a couple seconds close to the point of no return. Still inside a U-Haul, but Ethan manages to catch Shazam looking the wrong way. Out goes the slow orb, and Sick is prepared and ready for the possible peak. A pre-fire does not connect. He's got backup. Ethan wins that fight. All of a sudden, things are breaking in favor of 100 Thieves. And Zombs, well, he's in trouble. Unable to shoot the wall fast enough. He'll go for the reload, but his position is given away. The game might be up at this point, and indeed it is. Finally, 100 Thieves capitalize off of that. And so, going through U-Haul, there's one of the owl drones. It has information. Nitro pops away. Paranoia goes out. tenz is just a little bit too slow. Asuna was lined up and ready there as he'll try to stop them from advancing in that particular position. Ethan with a wall as both teams will trade out. Asuna and Zombs are off of the board. One for 100 Thieves and one for Sentinels.
That trade is very telling, though, and it's actually going to be a stick, though, from Sentinels. They go for the plant. They might be able to make this happen, but Hiko stops it. tenz does get the re. Spike in hand. He can teleport to B as they know it's mostly clear, but Steel with the push-up on market is actually going to stop that rotation for the most part. Ethan with the big res. Asuna back on the board means that this is a 2 versus 4 now, and Nitro is in a great position thanks to his teleport, but he'll still lose the fight to Sick. Sick, speaking of it, long is going to be marked by the camera, but he might be able to pull that out before he gets to the fight. Nice shot as Seal goes down, and tenz getting Asuna inside of hookah. It's now suddenly Ethan against the world. He had a big round last round. Can he do it again here? Nice shot onto tenz. He's got a challenge long, whether he knows it or not. 72 HP for Sick, and that's going to be a heal up for Ethan. Now in a much better position. The nade out there, and it's a shot landed, but a nade landed as well. Sick with the paint shell, and Sentinels will take the round as a result.
Is another do or die for 100 Thieves. Their money situation is not great, and Steel spent a lot of money on that operator, but boy, his shiny new toy, it manages to do what it does best. 100 Thieves so far trying to stop them, but a showstopper punishes Steel. No Cypher for them. Nitro getting some shots through the smoke. He's but an inch away, taking down Zombs, fighting from the same spot, but he'll be playing to die. 100 Thieves on cleanup duty now, as they will do just that. The whole site is theirs. Try their best to gain intel as they can. Hiko will just pop around the doorway. Asuna gets swung on. Tenz should have no business winning that fight, yet he does anyway. Shazam with a kill onto Ethan before he repositions, and now he's going to look a little bit farther away. The good news is that he's been able to soften up these players. 4 zombs to collapse onto one, and Tenz finally hits his mark on the other, as Hiko in showers is waiting for a potential late push. Sentinels, though, they lose their very first casualty. It's Shazam to go down, and now an ultimate also being called in. An answer back, though, as Hiko in showers gets punished for it. Dapper will walk away with that one. A brief look into the setup from Sentinels will obviously help 100 Thieves, and good enough to get Dapper down, but these teams are just trading back and forth. The advantage still favoring Sentinels. And the other thing, too, that spike is down, which means that they're going to be working against the clock. All Ethan can really do is hope to win one of these dry peaks, because he's got nothing working in his favor other than that. He's got Steel pushing the site from the other position on the map. There's Ethan with one onto Tenz, leaving Zombs in a 1v2. Now, any momentum that you possibly carry over, you're going to need it for the next pistol round. He gets swung on by Steel. They're back from the dead. A flash coming out. Hiko trying his best with his ulti. He gets shut down. They fall off of the spike. It's just absolute chaos. Back he goes, and Ethan's not going to be able to do it. A clutch from Zombs. 10-2 is the first half for Sentinels. Well, they're going to be fast and aggressive this time, as now it's time for Sentinels to see what, or rather, it's time to see what we can have happen from the attackers now. Waiting to see if Sentinels can be good on defense. You pointed out, by the way, that this is usually a defender-sided map. So for that, the fact that it's 10-2 for the attackers on Sentinels, being able to exploit those weaknesses in 100 Thieves, being able to take advantage of it. And of course, the gunplay is always going to help. They've been mighty fine in these pistol rounds so far, and it is obviously costing 100 Thieves over and over again. Hiko lined up to duel Dapper, and he wins that one, but his position inside of showers, well, they know where he is, and they're going to bury him in there. They're going to cool him off, in fact.
As you can see, Sentinels have not fallen for the bait of the teleport. So now, 100 Thieves will just wait, hoping for the site to free itself up.
Positioned over there as well by Garden. They'll get a pick, though it's answered back immediately. This is a tough spot for them. They've been in a lot of tough spots so far in this entire series, but they are having no problem with this round. Dapper now last one standing, as the spike will get planted over on B. Dapper has access to a Spectre. He'll trade it out for a Vandal. A 1v3 to send 100 Thieves down to the lower bracket. Break their streak. Is it in the cards? He'll check his angles over by elbow. He's deprived of any utility at the moment, waiting for that toxin to recharge. There's no idea if there's anybody up in hookah, but he's given his position away, and the Sova of Hiko is ready for it. He knows he's there, and unfortunately for Dapper, there's just too many targets peeking at the same time.
This execution from 100 Thieves. They're already stacking up outside of hookah as well. This should be a pretty fast action.
And there it is, a showstopper fired out, collects on the Zombs, but amidst that ensuing fight, Sentinels come out ahead. Tenz waiting for the smoke to clear. Insight grabs one, sick as another. Hiko's last one left. He's done for, and the streak is over. Excellent play from Sentinels. They move on. 100 Thieves, you've got a duel with Envy coming up very, very soon.